Hello everyone. So today I wanted to make a video because I recently had a myomectomy. This is something that I want to talk about because I know a lot of black women experience this. So I figured I'd come up here and give y'all a little bit of what my experience was. So I do apologize. I do want to have a disclaimer. I didn't do a lot of video work because I didn't think about recording it until after the fact. But I'm here today to talk about it so that hopefully this video helps somebody that may be going through what I went through. So basically, based off of the history from what I've known, is that most black women have an issue with fibroids, me being one of them. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of other women out there, they might not want to talk about it. So my mom, I remember when I was a little bit younger, my mom went through, she had issues with fibroids. She had already had us, however, I'm the opposite. So I went through prior to me having kids. So with that being said, with fibroids, it's something that is pretty much tissue that grows within your uterus or in the uterine lining, whatever the case may be. And so most of the time, women may experience like a lot of cramping. I've always had heavy cycles to the point where I bled real bad. I have the blood clots going on, that type of thing. A lot of stomach pain and pretty much swelling in my abdomen. So all the little Kayla greens and all the other stuff that people are advertising to help your stomach go down, they're not going to work on you if you have fibroids, because normally you have to do a surgery. And the surgery that I recently had, over a week post-op, I recently had, is called a laparoscopic myomectomy. So basically it was done by a robot. With the new technology and everything that they have now, they have different ways to do this surgery. So you have an option, or if your doctor give you the option, you can choose to have an open myomectomy, or with the robot, you have less incisions. In preparation for the myomectomy, it is some things that I would suggest you use. For instance, I use the 100% pure L pads, cotton pads you can get them from Target, you can get them from Walmart. I also use the Depends. Yep, don't sleep on the Depends. Y'all look at the Depends like, hey, that's for the grannies, da 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 da. But if you have heavy cycles and if you're going through the surgery as far as the myomectomy, I would highly suggest it. Also, the pillow that I have sitting behind me, I will have a link for all these products that I use for you to look at as well. Also, another thing that I would highly suggest as far as prior to your surgery, going grocery shopping or making sure that you're going to have your place where you want to sleep at, because more than likely you're not going to be able to sleep in a bed. You're going to have to sleep sitting up or whatever case may be. If you have a recliner chair, that works out awesome as well. Again, this is just my experience. Your experience may be different, but for me, I have to sleep on the couch because I cannot lay flat on the bed. So that's another thing that I would highly suggest. And also having a lot of help when it comes to having this myomectomy surgery, whether it be family members, if you're married, this is a big must, because you're not gonna be able to do for yourself at least the first few days of the surgery. You're just gonna want to sleep and just sleep. I will tell you, if you are a social media person and you like looking up the process and things like that, just be aware that everybody's story is different. What I messed up at was looking at other people's videos and their process, and I scared myself to death. So surgery day, one of the things I did do was pray. You go to the hospital, whatever hospital they give you instructions to go to. I had to get there. My surgery is supposed to start at 7:30, so I had to get there around about 5:30 in the morning. We got there, they check you in. You pretty much have to wait for them to call your number. Once they call your number, you go back to your room. Once you get back to your room, the nurses start prepping you for surgery. So with that being said, that's them doing IVs. So this is like my third myomectomy, and this is the first time that I've had to get 2 IV put in. So they put the IVs in both of my hands. I'm gonna say it didn't hurt too bad compared to my other experience, but they hurt like crazy. So because when you're having a robotic surgery, they cannot put the IV in the middle of your arms because your arms is pretty much stretched out so that the robot can move around your belly. This is just my understanding of what was explained to me. So they have to do IVs in both of your hand or in one of your hand instead of in your arm, because I was like, please just do it in my arm. They was like, no, and unfortunately we got to do 2. So once they did that, you pretty much got to wait for the anesthesiologist to come in. They pretty much ask you like your medical background, what's your history and things like that. They do like certain tests to make sure you can open your mouth, lay your head back, you know, little simple things like that. After that, you're just waiting around for them to take you back to the operating room. Prior to that, they gave me 2 Tylenol because they said they didn't want me to be in as much pain. So I took the Tylenol. After that, they came in and they started prepping me to go to the operating room. I went to use the bathroom just to be on the safe side. And so after I came out of the bathroom, they pretty much, maybe like 5 to 10 minutes later, they came and said, okay, we're gonna take you to the operating room. So I got to see everything all the way up to the operating room. Pretty much while I was on my way to the operating room, that's when they put the medication in the IV, and it kind of like made me feel like I was pretty much high. But I got to see the actual operating room. I know a lot of people don't get to see that. I actually got myself onto the operating table. And then after that, I don't remember anything. When I woke up, I was in the recovery room. The surgery was supposed to take place at 7:30. I'm not sure what time it started, but I know I didn't get out of surgery until about 12. I know that the doctor told me that it could take up to 3 hours, if not more, just depending on, you know, circumstances in the operating room. Before, they normally make you get up out of the bed, make you walk before you can leave, make sure that you can pee. This time, when I woke up from the recovery room, they gave me crackers and a ginger ale. They was like, okay, your husband will be here in a minute. We're gonna start your paperwork and then we're gonna get you out of here. Once you get home, you still gonna be kind of out of it. Riding in the car on your way from the hospital can be very painful, especially if someone is hitting bumps and things like that. So be prepared for that, to brace yourself. Once you get to the house, you're pretty much gonna sleep the next few days. After that, you can't take a shower. I probably didn't take a shower until like the 3rd or 4th day. It really depends on each individual again. I keep stressing individual experience because every individual is different. They gave me ibuprofen and Percocets and things like that. Here today, I am a little bit over a week. I did my first post-op appointment with my doctor where she looked at my actual incisions. I think they did use stitches, but the stitches this time were inside, and the glue pretty much was to hold my incision. I have 4 cuts on my abdomen. So the first one to the right is a small cut. That's pretty much a cut for the robot to go in. And then the middle one is where they're opening me up completely so that I believe the way she explained it was they put some type of a balloon inside of me. So the middle cut is the biggest cut that gives me the issue. That's where most of my issues are, is the middle cut. The 2 on this side is pretty much, if you look at it, they look a little nasty because what they used to seal them up was glue. And apparently my body is allergic to that glue. So it kind of broke me out a lot. It caused a lot of itching. She prescribed me some antibiotics that would help fight off the infection. Hopefully that works. I do have a follow-up visit with my doctor within a week just to check and see how everything is going as far as that. So for those of you that are going through this process, you're not alone. There's a lot of women out here that are going through it. We don't talk about it a lot. But just know you're not alone. And if you are going through this process, I do wish you the best of luck. Feel free to comment down below. Make sure y'all like and subscribe to my channel.